If you are a woman living her best hot mess express life while simultaneously crushing it, and you're craving more clarity, purpose, and excellence, get ready because you're in the right spot. I am your host, Chelsea DeBruin-Colbert, and I want to welcome you to Season 2 of All Things Excellence, the podcast, where I'll be bringing you all the inspiration and insights your excellence-seeking heart desires. This season, I'm stepping back into chasing big, bold, and absolutely terrifying goals, sharing every honest step and misstep along the way. We're continuing our beloved Unscripted series, featuring live clarity coaching sessions with guests just like you, and diving deep into raw, behind-the-scenes stories of powerhouse women founders I am wildly obsessed with, whose journeys will fuel your own. So grab your coffee, settle in, and get ready to discover just how close you are to the life your soul is calling you to create. This is All Things Excellence. Hey, All Things Excellence fam. Happy New Year. We are back with our favorite Enneagram 2, Becky Heller, CEO of Becky Heller Co. And we did it again. I don't know what the deal is. I guess I probably need to hit record and then hit pin when we actually start this part. And then Caroline can clip it, because the conversations that we have before the conversation, to get on the right space and get in the flow, I always wish that I could take some of those pieces and turn them into a reel. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. I totally agree. I'm like, man, all of that was really good.
Yeah, the conversation before the conversation. The stuff that has already happened, y'all. We are having a really good time already, and which is very fun and exciting, because not only are you are an Enneagram 2. You are the CEO and founder of Becky Heller Co., which we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
You are a member of our book club, and you're coming to our retreat. So you get to leave snowy Ohio and come to sunny Phoenix in February.
Which I'm all here for, because I don't like the snow or the cold. So
yeah, when people ask me, doesn't it make you sad to not live by your family? Like the kids, right?
yeah.
And I say, yes, I miss all of them so much. But I do not love them more than the depression that I feel in January and February in the Midwest.
that is so fair. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And while I do not love 120 degrees in the summer, I will tolerate it better than I can tolerate it's the wind and the snow. It's the wind that gets you. What is it that people say in the Midwest? Like, if it weren't for the wind.
Right. Because truly, it's not that cold. It's just, but when you add the wind, it's like unbearable.
Yeah, it's unbearable. And I do think it's messy and gross. And, snow is beautiful for an hour and then it's not. And so,
Right.
yeah, I'm excited that you get to come and visit
Me too.
Phoenix. I know. Obviously, people don't realize most of Arizona is actually covered in snow through the winter, but Phoenix, we are great. We are sunny and wonderful and 75. So you will be enjoying that. So y'all, we're going to talk about three main things today. One, we're going to talk about our business journey, because I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with you. And I'm obsessed with telling people's business journeys. I think, y'all, if you've ever felt like you're just all over the place and you need to give yourself more credit for all the itty bitty tiny little things, I think that we really neglect to see God in all of the itty bitty tiny pivots. We think, I've been all over the place and I've had a million jobs. And we don't realize how every single stop along the way was a cup of this and a cup of that to be able to make the perfect pie, which is what you're doing right now with your company. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about what you do as a business owner, as a wife, and individually, just kind of your New Year reset. Like, what did you do this year? What are you looking at? Do you even look at your goals? Is there certain areas that you look at? And then the biggest reason she's here, we're going to talk about Shabbat.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Shabbat is, buckle your seatbelt. We're coming. We're going to talk about Shabbat and how that works for you and your husband. And I'm just so curious about it. Mostly because the biggest thing for my husband and I in the new year is we are so committed to having the hardest stop on Saturday afternoons until Monday morning, and really having that like Selah Sabbath weekend.
I love that.
a
Oh,
year
I
of
can't wait to talk
intention.
about it then. Yeah.
I know, I know.
Mm.
So y'all get to just listen, but selfishly, I'm the one who wants to know the most about Shabbat. So welcome. Okay. So tell us, how did Becky, who is Becky?
Yeah.
What is Becky Heller Co? What do you all do? Who do you serve? And how did it come to be?
Okay. So Becky Heller Co.
Hmm.
um, was established in 2019. But before
Hmm.
that, I'll take you back to when I was growing up. I wanted
Yeah.
to be three things. I wanted to be a wife, a mom, and a worship leader. I actually wanted to be, I felt the call to ministry. And when I was in college, yeah, when I was in college, it was funny. I told the Lord, like, I was never going to marry somebody in ministry because that is what I was called to do.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, you're going to marry a youth pastor, which was like, I couldn't, I was like, I don't like teenagers. Why would I want to marry a youth pastor? This is insane, Lord. Like, so, but you know, that
Teenagers
is,
become more fun though. Don't you think now
they
that you're getting
do
older,
too.
teenagers
I
are
like,
fun?
it's true. I like high school. I don't want to be in a room with junior. I love all of our junior high students, but
You know, okay, you know, my husband runs
yeah,
7 through 12. The
okay.
9 through 12th graders, I love them.
Yeah.
I love them because I love them. The 7th
Yeah.
and 8th graders, I love them because they're ours.
That's exactly right. Yes.
Not for
That.
the high-pitched screaming.
No,
I get
no.
you.
Yeah,
Any
no.
woman listening to this is like,
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel on 7th and 8th graders. But, then
It's hard.
yes. Anybody listening gets it. We all get it. We're
Yeah.
there. We know what you're saying.
So yeah, but before, like, I was working in retail. So I,
Hmm.
like Chelsea said, I've been all over the place. So I was in retail for 10
Hmm.
years, worked my way up to an assistant manager position at Maurice's. And
Did we talk about this?
no, I don't think so. Did we?
I was a Maurice's key holder girl. I
Stop.
wondered when
What?
you were, because I thought Maurice's is your small town girl boutique.
Yeah.
And I knew you were a small town girl. I thought, I wonder if she was at Maurice's.
I was there 10 years.
Oh my God.
And I was in line to have my own store. Like, I went through all the
Yeah.
training and everything. I was just waiting for a position to open up. And
Yeah.
then my husband and I ended up having to move up our wedding date after we were engaged. We went from we were going to have a 2-year engagement to a 6-month engagement. And we both come from really big families. And
Yeah.
anyways, long story short, we ended up having to move everything. We ended up doing a destination wedding, which was the best. And loved
Okay.
every
Where'd
second
you
of
get
that.
married?
Destin. So we were
Okay.
actually in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. So
At the time you were in Florida.
no, sorry, we got married there. We got married
Oh, in
on Fort
Florida.
Walton Beach. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You
yeah.
were,
Yep.
because you were born and raised in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yep. That's where we were. Yep.
Got married in Florida. And then he got a
So,
job in Ohio.
well, before that, he got his first youth position at a church plant. So, brand new church in Tulsa. And so that's why we had to move up our wedding, is because we were actually going for him to start this new job, because we were in Oklahoma City at the time. So we were about
Okay.
2 hours south of
Hmm.
Tulsa. So we were moving up to get married so that we could
Yeah.
move together and start this new journey.
So you
And
went from retail, then what did you do there?
yeah, so once we got there, I actually started working for a real estate company. And
Okay.
it was property management, and they, would sell houses on the side. And it was a small business, it was a wife and husband team. And yeah, I loved
So
working for them.
essentially, were you kind of holding all the plates up for this husband and wife real estate team?
Yeah. I was
Right?
doing
Really?
truly all of the management stuff. I mean, I
Yeah.
was the only office manager in there was 3 of us, and they eventually hired a 4th person, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was
But
doing,
you were kind of the executive assistant then.
yeah, a little bit actually. Yep.
I feel like you've done banking, real estate,
Yep.
this stuff,
Yeah.
retail, office admin, and then you were a preschool teacher. But which even preschool teacher, so you've always kind of managed other people's chaos and
Yeah.
created systems for other people's chaos,
Yeah,
right?
actually. Yep.
Like
Yeah.
if you list out who you were serving in those things and what you were actually doing, I'm like, okay, you have always been the chaos coordinator and the system creator for people.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because
That's
that's
what
what a
they're
preschool teacher is. You're a chaos
Mhm.
coordinator.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I
Uh-huh.
was. Yeah. So
Okay.
in
So you,
yeah, I was gonna say, well, our church that we were a part of, because we were a brand new church, we didn't have an office building or anything like that. So they actually hired a virtual assistant, which is how I even found out about the virtual assistant industry. I had no idea that this even
was a
existed.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I worked really closely with her because I was helping with communications at the church. And so I was kind of her hands and feet. So she really brought me under her wing and just like taught me all of the things I needed to know. And
Hmm.
she was the one who said, Becky, you are really gifted in this. This is something
Hmm.
you could do full time. And I was like, wait, what? She was a full-time virtual assistant who worked for a company that, but she only worked with churches. And that was like her sweet spot. It was just, so I was
Oh,
so intrigued by this idea. And then she like just, spoke that over me of like, no, this is something you could do, which I thought I've never wanted to like anytime I had to go in for my job or like I like to travel. I don't like being
yeah.
told what to do. Let's just throw it.
Autonomy is important,
I
right? You like autonomy? You like,
yeah,
I want to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it.
yes. Please don't tell me
Okay.
that I have to be in at 9 o'clock. Please don't tell me that I can't take time off of work to travel or do something because I
Okay.
don't have PTO. I just, so when she introduced this idea to me, it was just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this is something I could do. And I can control my schedule. What?
So that's where
So
you really got started,
yeah.
was being a virtual assistant for a church, and someone else who was doing this for a full-time living said to you,
Yeah,
you could do that. You could turn this into a career.
totally. And so
So
I
then you
was
started getting
that.
clients
Yeah. Yeah.
outside of just church.
Outside of church, yep.
Okay.
So in 2019, I got
Mhm.
connected with a top leader in a direct selling company,
Yeah.
and she brought me in as essentially her executive assistant,
Yeah.
and then of course over time, so that was in 2019, and then
Yeah.
2020 hit, and no one knew what they were doing in 2020
Mm-mm. No.
because everything went from like seeing people in person to everyone had to shift to virtual. But I had all of this back training
In your
from,
whole life, like for a
yeah,
decade, you'd already been training in online systems and
yeah.
management.
And so then that's when it was just like, oh my gosh, there's such a need to help like business owners with their systems and to automate and to make things easier and
Affordable. Because
affordable.
I've watched
Yeah.
you make things more affordable in your business for people, because things, when you automate something, it becomes more affordable.
Yeah.
And I've
It's
watched
true.
you create affordable automated systems for people that were paying a significant amount of their paycheck
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
outdated expensive systems
Yeah. It's
in-house.
so
They
true.
were paying outdated expensive in-house
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and you took it online and you automated it and you made it affordable. That's what I've
Yeah.
watched you do.
Yep. And I I still had the level of boutique feel, right? So it's still all
Oh yeah.
customized.
Mhm.
None
Mhm.
of that was gone just because it was
No.
automated. Because that was the
Mhm.
other need that I saw after working with so many leaders was everyone was
Mhm.
different. Everyone needed different things. And so
Yeah.
it was like, oh, well, I can still offer that level of customization for leaders
Yeah.
and still have it at an affordable level.
Yeah. Well, because that was, so I
So,
just sent a client to you this past week, and that was her biggest thing, was she didn't want to go with this fully automated option. She wanted to go with customized automation. And I
mhm.
said, well, that's Becky.
Yeah. So
Because
I
you
went,
are the customized automated option where you still
yeah,
have a touch point, right? So every single one of your clients, they have, because how many people are on your team now?
we have 11.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So from
11.
pretty much 2019 to
Yeah.
now.
I went full time in 2020. So,
Hmm.
but yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so from 2020 to now, you've grown from just to you plus 11.
Yeah,
Hmm. And you guys have a lot of clients and a lot of variety of clients.
we do. Yes.
Because you give a highlight, I mean, yes, texting systems and automations and
Yeah.
emails and recognition, and you make mini websites, which are like great. How would you describe a mini site? It's almost like an online,
I
yeah.
like to call it a lead generating tool.
Hmm.
Because that's what it is. It's like a digital business card and a mini
Yep.
website, like wrapped into one that
Hmm.
actually will do some lead generating for you if you're using it correctly, whether you're in person or you're on social.
Hmm.
Um, and giving, again, having those systems, it's like a really entry level into having some truly like good marketing systems, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, at a very affordable cost, and it's really easy to use.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it. I have a friend. I was at a conference with a friend when y'all were really creating and launching those. And
Mhm.
so I saw it before it went out to the world. And I remember going, who, what is this person that created this? This is beautiful. This is brilliant. What is happening? How do I not know this person? So,
And now we do. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And now I do. And now I do so well. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
God is so good about divine connections, right? And
I
bringing us
know.
and connecting us to the people we're supposed to be connected to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love that. So y'all can scroll to the show notes and get her information, get her website, and
Yeah.
you can help a myriad of people. But do you mostly help people in the network marketing space, or really?
Yeah, I would say probably 90% of our business is working specifically with Mary Kay sales directors and consultants.
Yeah.
And then we have the other 10% who are small business owners, and we've helped a variety of small business owners.
Hmm.
So it's not, it's just
Yeah.
really someone who needs the systems, are ready to take their business to the next level. They need some systems and they need help doing it because
Hmm.
I think as a business owner, it's important for you to understand how things work, but I don't think that you have to do it or have to learn how to do it yourself.
Agreed.
And like it's just such a time waste. You need to be doing other things. And so yeah. So we provide things like email marketing support, like specifically for the small business owners, like yeah, system setup, doing a whole systems audit, making sure that we can get everything in one place for you. Um, email marketing, social
Love it.
support, all the things that it takes
Yeah.
to run an online business. So
Yeah.
that's what we do.
It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome. So y'all can go check that out. And anybody can really reach out to your office and see if y'all are a fit or if there's a way that you can help them with any systems or automation.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Well, there's a business part of Becky Heller Co, y'all. But now let's go into this. So obviously you are you have a personal life and you have a business
Yeah.
and you have a husband who is also a youth pastor. So for you personally in business and in marriage, what does it look like when you start coming up to the end of the year and getting ready to launch to a new year? Like, is
Yeah.
there a routine that y'all have? Is it, I think one thing that happens for y'all that I just witnessed is y'all go on this Mecca, this trip from Ohio back home and you drive. And so you're driving like a bajillion hours. And so is that part of your annual routine? Is just the conversations that are happening in that car ride?
Yeah. It really is because with Tim being a pastor, like our
Mm.
December is go, 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 go. And then,
Madness.
Christmas Eve hits. And then it's like, now we're headed home. And that's like when vacation and rest begins for us, is when we're
Yeah.
coming home. And I think too that because it kind of all started, which I know we'll get into a little bit about Shabbat, we're not,
Hmm.
we'll talk about Shabbat, but
Yeah.
all of
We're
it
talking about Shabbat.
began during this time span between Christmas and New Year's for
Last
us.
year.
Um, coming out of 2020. So it's the end of
Oh,
2020 when all of this began. Yeah.
okay. So you've been doing this for a little while. So
Yeah.
what are there certain areas that you guys review or look at? I mean, you as a business owner, let's start with you as a business owner. So you
Okay.
as a business owner every year, what does it look like for you to look back at your year and then what do you do to make sure you have intention with the new year?
Yeah. So this has looked different this year than any other
Yeah.
years before because I really haven't been a big goal tracker in my business. Like,
And you
or
kicked butt this year.
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
We had our biggest year yet.
Yeah.
It's just insane. So, um, yeah, so it wasn't up until like this last quarter of this year, honestly, that my business coach was like, hey, we can make these goals happen. Because I had set like a lofty goal back in January, right? I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
if I get it, cool. If not, it's fine. And then we were in the final quarter and she was like, do you know how close you are? And I'm like, well, no, because I haven't really tracked it,
Yeah.
you know, like, so, and this year was also just personally, I had kind of mentioned this before, walked through a lot of grief this year. So things just looked really different this year for me personally and as a business owner. Um, but now, like, I'm excited to actually look back and see, because I know I set some goals last year, but I haven't looked at them.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued to go back and look at the goals that I had set last year and how many of them did I actually meet? And then being really intentional. I have some very specific goals going into
Mm,
2026. I really want to make sure that I'm hitting. And I've had so much fun tracking the goals. I'm
yeah.
kind of like that high of like, oh, I can actually like meet this goal when I track it. A track number grows.
A
So they hear
track number does grow. A track number, we know that. A track number grows. Okay,
so,
how do you also though, I mean, even as an Enneagram 2, so you wing into that Enneagram 3-ness.
yeah.
What is it like for you? Do you do pretty good at separating yourself from this is the goal that I want to go after and I want to hit, but regardless of where I'm at with the goal, that doesn't define my worth or my identity.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Is
think
that a
so.
thing for you?
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Um, it's taken me a little bit to get there though, like,
Hmm.
so again, doing the work, it's important. Having a
Hmm.
coach, having a therapist, someone, in your life who's helping you work through separating the two. Because I think, especially as a business owner, those
Yeah.
can get very, very like muddled and intertwined. It could be really
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
Well, and I think that I think as a woman,
Yeah.
I know men feel the need to have provision, but as a woman, we feel the need to take care of,
Mm.
which I know
Hmm.
it's not provide for, but it take care of and provide sometimes I think can get muddled as well because sometimes, especially depending on who you're married to, right?
Yeah.
Because someone I'm married to somebody in education, he's never going to make $1 million a year. You're married to a youth pastor, he's never going to make $1 million a year. So
Right.
there is a little bit of that take care of provision that's put on you. So you do feel a sense of responsibility to
Mm.
hit certain numbers. Like you have to do something.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so then to not get down on yourself, beat yourself up, or be too hard on yourself,
Yeah.
or make it your identity, making sure you're going after these goals and hitting these goals to take
Yeah.
care of your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of I don't know. I think that a lot of it too kind of goes back to
Hmm.
that I just so vividly remember coming out of 2020 and thinking
Hmm.
like it was a really hard year, obviously, for
The
many
world.
of us, the world, it was
Yeah.
hard. But I also experienced a lot of really great things in 2020 that came
Yeah.
a lot of growth and a lot of like dreams that were starting. And I got some really, really great one-on-one time with my husband. Like we loved working together from home. Like not
Okay,
very set up, but we loved it.
I always say, I am so sorry for everyone that lost people. Like, I get it. I know a lot of people went through hard times. And I will say, my husband and I, we both had jobs that we didn't get paid when the world
Mm.
wasn't running. So I'm not saying that it was easy,
Yeah.
but honestly, it wasn't hard because we
Yeah.
just figured it out. Every day we figured it out. We Instacarted the heck out of life
Oh yeah.
because neither one of our jobs or our jobs were in person with people. And if we weren't in person with people, we weren't making money.
Mm.
And all the gyms were closed down and he was running gyms. And so we
Right.
just pivoted and we just figured it out every single day. We figured it out a little bit more. And there was time, I had pneumonia really, really bad and we thought I was going to die, but I didn't. And look, I'm great and fine. So I get that. Like I get there was trying stuff.
Yeah.
It was my favorite year ever because we got to spend so much time together. And I'm with
Mm.
you. I think it made me realize life can be like that.
Yeah.
I can have that amount of intentional time with my husband
Yeah.
and my
And everything
family.
was just slowed. Everything just slowed down. It was like I never felt like a really I mean, this was early in my business, right? So I wasn't doing a lot of hustling, right? I
Yeah.
did never, I did never
Yeah.
feel that like sense of hurried or I don't really like to, I think you're kind of the same way. I don't like to think about when I think of the word hustle, I don't always think about like hurrying and going from one thing to the next all the time.
No,
Like,
the word hustle to me
and
means like, let's freaking get it.
yeah. Okay. So we're the same
In
page.
a
Yeah.
non-burnout. Okay, so my
Right.
friend
Yeah.
Steph and I have been in this deep conversation today about um she's reading a book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry.
I think that was one of the books we talked about last time I was here. That was one of the ones that we
Seriously?
read. Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably why it was in my car. I was like, how does this in my car? Okay, so her and I were talking about this book this morning.
It's good.
Okay, this is so great because we were talking about I got into a very where it's like it's intense but like good intense, but it was definitely intense. It wasn't not intense.
Yeah.
Conversation with my Pilates friends in the parking lot the other day about why I don't speed.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
go somewhere like if the speed limit's 45, I'm going to go somewhere between like 45 and 53, and I'm not going to go faster than that. I'm not an aggressive driver. I'm not a speeder. Your
Yeah.
lateness is not my problem. And I was saying how I don't believe in it. And because I'm like, you're not going to get there faster. And so we were having this deep discussion about that. We were having a lightly intense conversation about it. And my friend was like, oh, I'm the one that like comes up on you and I'm like riding your butt. And then I'm going to whip behind you and I'm going to whip back in front of you. And I just like even her describing it, which I know I'm like we have a lot of those drivers where I live.
Mm.
My I got anxiety in my chest and it was tightening. And this morning I was really thinking about it in quiet time, going, why do I hate that? Like I hate it when I run into it even, and then I almost fight it even greater. Like I resist it
Mhm.
so much, and I realize COVID taught me that I'm going to get exactly where I need to go. I don't need to be aggressive. I don't need to be in a rush because I'm on God's time anyways.
Yep.
So I might as well slow down
Yeah.
and take a breath.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what I realized. Like, and also that's not the energy I want to bring to the world. I don't
Yeah.
want to bring a rushed, aggressive energy to the world to try and
Mhm.
beat you to the stoplight where I'm going to wave at you.
Right. Yeah, there's enough of that already. And I
Yeah.
would say that's where we kind of landed coming out of 2022. It was like I felt
That.
like I actually had the because again, I was transitioning from doing, having this part-time virtual assistant gig, trying
Yeah.
to build it to be full-time because
Yeah.
that's what I knew I wanted to do once I finally
So that's when you
found
started taking on
right.
clients was in this. And so
Yes.
is this when it's like, so 2020 is happening. It's causing everybody to slow down, but yet you're going, I'm actually going to build a business and I need to bring clients on. So all
Hmm.
at once you are being forced to figure out this healthy rhythm.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly what it was. And even
Okay.
just like, and we were figuring it out together, like as a
Yeah.
couple too, and realizing that, like, oh my gosh, I can create the days that I want to create. Like, I don't have to be like doing things because someone else is telling me what to do or what I should be doing, right? Like,
Or
it-
work to validate that you should receive the
yes,
income that you're receiving. I think we have a lot
yes,
of that.
yeah,
Or that you're good enough. Like if we're
yeah,
not in a rush hustle, we're
yeah,
just like not worthy to have what we have.
right.
There's a lot
So
of that.
when we were driving home, I was listening to a book called Rhythms of Renewal by Rebecca Lyons.
Are we recommending this book?
I would recommend this book. Yes,
Okay.
I would recommend this book.
Just add in the cart,
There you
rhythms
go.
of renewal. The word rhythm is the word I struggle with to spell the most.
That's fair.
And I type it out a lot. I don't know why. I just want to put so many H's in it.
Yeah, I hear that. That's okay. So I was
Trading
listening to
stress and
that.
anxiety. Is it this
Yeah.
one? Right?
Probably.
So,
Hmm.
rhythms of renewal, trading stress and anxiety for a life of peace and purpose with
Yeah,
Rebecca Lyons.
that's
Lyons.
it.
Of course, I'm talking to you about this today.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. So I was listening to it because my husband and I were kind of like on our drive. We were having one of those conversations of, okay, the world's going to pick back up soon. How do we keep this like slow, steady pace that we have just found so much joy in all year long going into the next year? And I knew that I just felt it in my soul. Like I wanted to live so differently. I didn't want this to end because I felt like I don't know, I really enjoyed where I was in life and what I was doing. And so um I started listening to that book and then he was listening to To Hell with the Hustle by Jefferson Beskey, which,
Are we recommending this too?
yes, it's
Guys, I'm
another,
writing so many notes and I'm adding so many books to my
it's so
cart
good.
today. Wait, say it again.
Um,
Say the name. I got so excited I forgot.
To Hell with the Hustle.
Oh my gosh, of course. I don't know how I forgot
Yeah.
that.
So it's good. So he was listening to that. It was kind of like the Lord was working on us in like individually but with like the same purpose and intention of what was happening. And it
Hmm.
was actually through Jefferson Beskey that we found he was like partnering with another organization. And I don't remember the organization's name. So,
Yeah.
because I don't really remember too much. I just remember that they had like a whole,
And I'm reading this too, right? I'm reading this book too.
yeah, you should read that one too. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let the title scare you away. It's not,
Because we like hustle.
we like,
I am on a mission to change the definition of hustle. I
yeah,
am anti the anti-hustle culture. I'm like, let's not be lazy bumps on a log who are oversensitive. Let's
yeah,
go after everything that God is calling us to go. Like light a fire under your butt. Let's ride it on
yeah.
right now.
I'm here for that. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
But you can, but I believe in the hustle without the burnout.
yeah.
But that's the
And
whole point of what you're saying right now is like, you guys were
yeah,
going, we want to like go after life with our hair on fire for all God's calling us to go after, but we're not going to be burnt out and dog tired and the worst versions of ourselves to do it.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly because I felt like that is what COVID taught me. Like,
Yes. I love
I
it.
mean, so
Mm.
so we were both like kind of going through this journey ourselves, and then we started like looking into, and this all happened in this like 2 week span of, us driving home for the holidays and then coming home. And we found this online course. I need to look it up. I can send it to you.
Okay.
But the idea was that God created the world in 7 days. And so we can live
Mhm.
in a 7-day rhythm, which everything that I was reading from both of the books and
Yeah.
what, Tim was also reading, listening to during that time, it all kind of just came together. And so we purchased this online course and we watched it. And the idea is that you work and you go hard and you're intentional with your schedule. You
Hmm.
put those, you take some time, and this is part of the reset that we do. We do this quarterly. Um, but
Okay. So you do a quarterly reset.
we do a quarterly reset. Yep.
Okay. What happens at that?
So we will actually take some time to look at our goals, figure out what's working, what's not working.
Hmm.
Kind of hitting on the same topics that you and Kobe do a little bit. Like we've
Yeah.
got things that differ a little bit, but
Yeah.
um and looking at our goals as individuals and as a married couple of like what are we trying
Hmm.
to do together,
Yeah.
and then making sure that those are in our schedule, and so that
Mm.
every day kind of has this theme, and we each have like an individual theme, and then we have a coupled theme too. So for example, Mondays are like our family nights, and so Tim will always make sure that we actually sit down at the dinner table and eat dinner together on Monday nights. um
Okay.
I'll talk about our family themes because it's a little bit easier.
You can talk about any of your themes. I'm eating all this up and I'm writing
Okay.
27 pages of notes.
Okay. So then, like our Tuesdays are, we normally have date night on Tuesday nights because he is in meetings all day Tuesdays. And so it's just, he doesn't want to come home and cook dinner. And by the way, my husband's the cook. I don't cook. So I stay out of the
Girl,
kitchen,
we have
out.
takeout Tuesday since COVID.
So I love that. I mean,
Because it's
that's pretty much what
Tuesdays.
we do.
For some reason, Tuesdays are so full for both of our
Yeah.
worlds for years.
Yeah.
We always just go, "Ugh, we have takeout Tuesday." Mm.
Yeah. So we go out and normally we do Mexican food on Tuesdays. It's Taco Tuesday. So
Yeah.
that's
I
usually what
love
we
it.
do.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and then Wednesdays are board night, and we're big board game people,
We
and
know
so
this.
we do
I've
charcuterie
bought,
boards. Yeah, we do
we,
charcuterie boards and play board games on Wednesday nights. So
oh my gosh. So adult Lunchables and board games.
yeah, yeah,
And y'all, they all, if you guys missed the Enneagram 2 episode, you need to listen. She recommends her favorite games. you guys do the collaborative games where it's you two together winning the game, which I
Yeah,
didn't even actually understand what that meant. And now I really enjoy a good collaborative game.
that's
It's probably better for us because we're both super competitive, so it's probably best if we are coming
that's fair.
together to beat the game itself.
That's fair. Yeah. Those tend to be our favorites. Although we still have things that
Yeah.
just like normal games too. But um yeah, and then Thursday is like our community day. And so
Oh,
what that usually looks like is because my husband's a youth pastor, he loves to attend our students like extracurricular activities, whether it's sports
um,
or plays or concerts, whatever it
yeah.
is. And so we try to always make sure that Thursdays are set aside for him to go do that. And then community for me looks a little bit different each week. But
Okay.
just
'Cause do
finding
you
that
go with him sometimes or no?
not usually.
Okay.
It depends on who it is.
Okay.
So sometimes I will,
Yeah.
usually I don't.
Yeah.
So I let him
Okay.
do that. It's a really great time for him to be able to like connect with parents and things like that too during that time. So
I mean, if we're not running a soccer game, we're at a soccer player's club soccer game.
okay, that's awesome. I didn't know that. Yeah, love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
again, for two, you guys don't, right? You also have not birthed any children. There's no children living in your home. We
Correct.
would say for two people who God has not given children yet,
I feel
we
like
got
we
a
have
lot of stuff for kids that we are constantly going to.
that is how I feel too. Yeah. The
Uh-huh.
heart.
Our whole world, for two people with no kids, our world revolves around kids.
Yeah. And then
Mhm.
Friday, we do it called Slam into Shabbat. And so what we do is we spend Friday. So Tim it's his day off, so he'll spend the day cleaning, getting the house prepared for Shabbat. And
Okay.
then I'm like working on Fridays and trying to finish up things that I need to finish up. It's like just that wrap up day of like we know that we are getting ready to go into 24 hours of rest. What is everything that we need to get done
Yeah.
in order to make sure that for 24 hours we don't have anything that's like lingering?
Real quick, before we dive back in, I want to share something I created for the women who are growing but still kind of feel like they're doing it alone. If that statement just hit, then this is for you. I've never felt so aligned and so alone, is the message I kept hearing as more and more women were falling in love with their life doing what they were born to do. They were craving that like minded, iron sharpening iron relationship with other women who were as focused, powerful, and determined to be positive as they were. And that is why I created the Growth Collective. It's our All Things Excellence book club community where you don't have to read the book because audio and PDF Cliff Notes are provided for you. There's a community for you to connect and network with other growth-minded women, plus 2 monthly Zooms where you receive connection and live coaching from me. Head on over to chelseadbc.com/book club to join us. All right, let's get back into it because what you're hearing today is exactly why spaces like the Growth Collective exist. We were never meant to grow alone. Let's talk about what Shabbat is in general a second for people,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know unless you've. The only thing that I knew about Shabbat was the Netflix series Nobody Wants This. So that
Yeah.
that was like my intro to Shabbat. And so then I was like, "Are y'all Jewish?" And you're like, "No." Right? So
Yeah.
you don't have to be Jewish to have to honor and to hold a Shabbat. So what is Shabbat in general and what does it look like?
Yeah. So
And you're not
um,
Jewish. No.
we are not Jewish.
Yeah.
No, we are not Jewish. It is a Jewish culture, like tradition, though,
Hmm.
that they shut down everything for
Yeah.
24 hours. I
I mean, they
believe, like,
walk. My
yeah,
old my old direct sales studio was by the what is the temple? They have temples too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
LDS have
Mhm.
temples, they have temples. Was by the Jewish temple up in Scottsdale, and so I would always see them walking
Yeah.
on Saturdays. I was leaving the studio and they would be walking, and I'm like, where are these people walking? Right? Because they don't drive even.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Anything that requires any amount of work, they don't do it. I think, and I could be wrong in this, I think that I remember because this is the first time when we were going through that online course that kind of talked about living in this like 7 day rhythm. That
Yeah.
was the idea is that you lived really intentionally for those 7 days and then you went into your full day of rest. And
Hmm.
so I learned about the Shabbat tradition through this online course. So it's still a little like I don't know everything. So I'm just going to preface with that. But
Yeah.
I think that even sometimes I don't know if they even like use electricity because like
I don't,
turning on and off a light switch is considered work. Like I think
yeah.
it's truly like
Like, I think they go Amish,
yeah.
right? Like, if you are
For
a
sure.
super
Yeah.
traditional in the Jewish culture, no one come for me on this, guys. We're just flying. We're talking about the energy and the concept
Yes.
of it.
Yes.
We're not dying on a hill of we know exactly what this all is. So nobody come for us right now.
Please.
But if you live the truest of the true Shabbat and you want to reach out and you want to talk about it, like we'll have you
Let's
on, we'll
do it.
talk about it.
Yeah.
I'd love to know because we're limited to a course and nobody wants this. Um, so it's yeah, I do think that they go because there's also I think there's different levels
I
of
think so too.
practicing the Jewish culture, correct? Just like
Yeah.
where I live, there's a lot of LDS, Latter-day Saints, Mormons, whatever you guys want to call them,
Yeah.
and they go by LDS here.
Right.
They there's different levels of that. Like there are LDS women that drink coffee, and then there's ones that are like, no, the prophet said, do not drink the coffee. And so I
Mhm.
think, right, like you can have different levels. I see it kind of like that. Like, what
Yeah.
level of Shabbat are you? There's different levels of Amish and Mennonite, right? The Mennonites will
Yeah.
even use a little electricity, and the Amish are like, we have candles.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is, but you guys do it from the frame of shutting down work, correct?
And yeah, and doing things that are going to help us reset, things that are
Mm,
filling us up
because that's
because
the intention is really to reset,
yes.
refuel and reset. Is that the whole
Yeah.
concept of Shabbat is to refuel and reset.
Yeah, it's like we work really hard and we know, like, because people will sometimes be like, gosh, you guys stay so busy. And we're like, yeah, we stay busy, but then we know, like, it's like we almost look forward to it even more because we know that when
Yeah.
Friday at 6 o'clock happens, like,
Hmm.
we're done for 24 hours and we get to completely reset. And it gives us the energy that we need to go back into the week
Hmm.
to continue the hustle, to like continue
Yeah.
doing everything that we need to do with excellence, knowing that we have the hard reset. I think right now, and one of the things I even learned in the course was that like we often look at life in this linear thing, right? When we
Mm.
always get to the next, when I get married, or when I graduate college, when I get married, when I have kids, like
Oh,
it's this like linear thing instead
I've
of it
got
being
this thing about the living in the when I get there, then. Like,
yeah,
y'all, we've got to stop. We've got to
yeah,
stop living in the energy of when I get there, then I'll be ready for this, and then
yeah,
it will feel good, and then I will have joy, and then I will be intentional. We
yeah.
cannot live like that because you will never get there.
Mhm.
I promise.
It's so true. And that was something I feel like that it's taken me again a long time to learn, especially because
Yes.
one of the things I wanted to be was a mom. I just wanted to be a mom for
Mm,
so long. And so I was
yeah.
constantly after battling, you know, almost 10 years of, well, 10 years at this point of
Yeah.
infertility,
Yeah.
like I was a mom for a very short time, but like didn't get to, had an ectopic pregnancy and then fostering and came into our like my journey to parenthood looks so different. But for if I was constantly living in that space of waiting until like
Yeah.
I would have missed out on so many things during that time,
Mm.
you
You
know?
know what though? So how long have y'all been married?
So we've been married 10 years.
We've been married 11. I wonder if when you're like us and you've been married for so long and you've not had kids, you have to really find the other ways to like love your life exactly how it is.
Yeah.
I do think so,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know,
I think that
because
this,
you could get really sad and really bitter.
yeah.
I think other people like us that have been married 10, 11 years without kids, I think we could be really sad and we could be really bitter and we could feel really slighted and live in that victimhood. And I think we just went, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I think it has forced us.
It has. And I will say, I think that was something, now that we're like talking about this too, I even think about that year that I just came out of in 2020. I had lost my brother. I
Hmm.
had finished our final round of infertility treatments, experiencing a lot of grief still and trying to figure out like,
Mm,
I can learn how to love my life and be content
yeah.
with the things that God has blessed me with because He's blessed me with so many things,
Hmm.
that like I don't have to wait until I have
Yeah.
kids. 'Cause
That
I may
family
never
comes.
have kids, right? Like,
Yeah.
so why am I wasting away?
Mm. I remember that moment getting to that place of having to reconcile and go, even if
Yeah.
we never have them,
Hmm.
our life is still so good.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like I think it just all came together in this like beautiful mix of like coming out of COVID, enjoying a lot of things
Yeah.
about COVID, experiencing a lot of grief, walking through, as a world, we all did,
Yeah.
walked through so many hard things of being intentional about how I was going to live my 7 days that God has
Mm.
given me every single week,
Yeah.
or even just that day and making sure that I'm doing it with intentionality. And so, that's where all of this came in. So we've been doing this now for, well,
I didn't
since
realize y'all have been
20.
doing this for 5 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, y'all have been Shabbating for 5 years.
Yeah.
So the basis of it, so we have all, I grew up in a very Midwest religious family,
Okay.
where Saturday night was shut down. We would talk about working hard, farming family. We worked hard. But when it would get to Sunday at like 5 or 6 o'clock, we would either have homemade pizza or my mom would go pick up pizza. And we had pizza every Saturday night, and we would have pizza and movies and games and all that stuff. And I grew up in the kind of like Midwest church where you would not dare even look at your tractor or your lawnmower on a Sunday. Like you would not dare. Okay? It's like
Yeah.
a violation. I'm surprised somebody doesn't show up and give you a violation for doing it.
Uh-huh.
Like you would not dare. And we go to church twice on Sunday. So it's like you wake up, obviously you have to feed the animals because the cows still need to eat. But then you would go to church and you would have lunch and you would rest, and then you wake up and you go back to church. Like that's what you did on Sunday. So I did grow up with that rhythm, and I think because of that, I there was something about it that I always loved and craved. Like I never had a desire to ever want to work on a Sunday, just because I loved a day to crash. So in my marriage, we've always done like Saturday at 4 to Sunday at 4.
Okay.
And then, Sunday at 4, we're like, okay, we got to figure out what are we doing with our life this week? Where are we coming and going?
Yeah.
So with you on, I think the rhythm is important, but I think what you guys have done saying we're going to do, calling it Shabbat and bringing
Mhm.
that energy into right, that rhythm,
Yeah.
you're naming it, and you've like made a ritual out of it because you've named it. It's not just this kind of accidental thing.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
ritual. So
Yeah.
what do y'all do? I mean, I know,
Yeah.
so from 6 to 6, Friday to Saturday, like you guys do Friday to Saturday because he's a
Friday,
youth
Saturday.
pastor, so obviously you're not doing it on Sunday.
Right.
What do y'all do during Shabbat? You
Yeah.
use your electricity.
We do.
Will
Yes.
you
Yeah.
drive?
We will drive, yeah.
Yeah.
So Shabbat for us looks a little bit different than probably
Yeah.
the traditional Jewish culture, right? So,
Yeah.
and it looks different each week. We do have some staple pieces. So I'll talk about the staple pieces
Yes.
first and then I can,
Hmm.
yeah. So what we do is to kick off Shabbat, and this is again something we learned all of this from this online course. Um,
Yeah.
Trying to give credit where credit's due. So
Yeah.
anyways, they talked about like truly like setting a time, and at that time it's like you want to engage all of your senses while you're like kicking off Shabbat. So for example, for us, like
So the
Tim makes,
time is important. It's important to go 6 o'clock every
yeah,
week in,
yeah,
week out, like an alarm goes.
yeah,
A
yeah,
hard stop. So the hard stop at a specific time is important.
yeah, it is
Okay.
important. And then we always kick it off with dinner because I
Okay.
mean, it's Friday night, we're
Yeah.
going to want to eat. And sometimes this is, I would say majority of the time, Tim is cooking a big meal. And this is like the
Okay.
things that we do, like, we'll have like, we'll have an appetizer, we'll have the 3-course meal, and we'll have some dessert. Like we'll do it all. We get out china. We have a specific tablecloth that we use for
What?
Shabbat. Yeah. Like,
Cook
so
a fancy dinner. He's a really good cook.
yeah, he's a really good cook. And we have a staple, like he makes cheddar biscuits, like Red Lobster cheddar biscuits, but 10 times better.
Yeah.
He does a really good job. Those are always part of our Shabbat dinner. Like
I love
those
that
are,
y'all are busting out the china and the cheddar biscuits.
it's just something about like you're just trying to interrupt your normal routine,
Mm.
right? And so interrupting looks like we are placing the tablecloth, we are getting out the china, we're getting out our cloth napkins, and we even have a candle that is our Shabbat candle. And so it's like engaging your smell, right? Like,
Because you're engaging all of your senses.
right. And then we
You're
have a
interrupting and engaging all of your senses, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a specific like worship instrumental playlist that we play during dinner. Just again, it's like
Okay.
we're interrupting everything to get us to slow down. So for
Mm-hmm.
our dinner, we do a little bit of a liturgical, like kind of, we take communion, we pray, we just have this, again, we have this like little rhythm that we follow. We read some scripture, and then we'll eat dinner. Then after dinner we don't clean up, like, because Tim has spent the day cleaning so that we can
Mm-hmm.
actually rest in our
Yeah.
environment, right? So he won't do the dishes. He'll put the food away and then he'll put the dishes in the sink or whatever and deal with it later. But and then Friday night, usually we do something together on Friday night, because Saturday we usually spend it doing like individual things, because different
Okay.
things help us reset. We don't, you know. So sometimes like Friday night, that could be a game, it could be a movie, it could be um a video game. Like both of us like to play video games, and
Yeah.
so playing video games together. So we try to do something that is like, again, just doing it together. And then Saturday morning, we have, it's one of our other staple like pieces that we do is at 9 o'clock, Tim will go
Mhm.
get cinnamon rolls. There's a local bakery here that makes the best cinnamon rolls I've ever had.
Okay.
And we do this every Saturday, and you have to like go wait in line for them. Like there's like a line out the door kind of,
Hmm.
so we always have cinnamon rolls for breakfast. It's easy and quick.
Yeah.
Obviously, coffee's involved. And
Hmm.
we won't just do drip coffee. So we're big coffee people. So we'll like we might pull out the French press, we might do the Chemex, we might do the AeroPress, whatever we're kind of like feeling. But
Whoa.
we're just a little bit more intentional about not just turning on
You're not flipping the
machine.
Keurig and like
Right.
pouring a pot. Like y'all
Right.
are intentionally even
Yeah.
making your coffee. Okay.
Just again, because we're like interrupting what we would, the normal rhythm.
Normally do. So
Yeah.
is that the basis, like the core of it is interrupting your routine and just slowing down. Like you're making dinner. I mean, I've heard people talk about getting back to intentional cooking. The
Mm,
part of the reason that our society as a whole is so unhealthy is because we're just buying all these pre-made things and popping them in the microwave instead of being really intentional. We're not thinking about the time that it takes to actually grow a green pepper. If people knew the amount of energy that it takes to grow a green pepper,
yeah.
they would never throw away a green pepper ever again, you know?
Yeah. 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 It's
Hmm.
all about the interruption, and then doing things that help you reset.
Hmm.
And that
Okay.
looks different for everyone, you
Yeah.
know?
So what are a couple things that helps you reset the most?
So for me, it's actually having just like I think because I have so much to do every single day, in that kind of
Yeah.
mentality of I have a list of things I've got to get through today.
Hmm.
I feel like sometimes my quiet time with the Lord gets shortened. And so on Saturday
Okay.
mornings, I love to just take as long as I feel, you know,
Mm.
reading, being in scripture, praying, journaling. Like that is how I love to start my Saturday morning.
Hmm.
Just however long I want to go, right? We do try to limit media. So like
Yeah.
if we have a Friday night movie, then we'll try not to watch TV or movies on Saturdays, like
Yeah.
just
You're
to make
conscious
sure.
of how much media you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
I
Tim loves
love,
disc golf, so he'll go disc golf on Saturdays when the
yeah.
weather's not snowy.
I also love though that you guys, so for Kobe and I on Sunday mornings, we like Saturday night church and date night. And then, Sunday mornings, we usually don't see each other until somewhere like in the 11 to 1 range on Sunday. Like when I say like don't really see each other, I mean like we don't really see each other because he might wake up and work out and he likes to watch European soccer and it plays on the weekends at like 4:30 in the morning. I like to be able to sleep in and sit on the patio until I feel like I don't want to sit on the patio anymore. But I love that you guys are allowing this individual time as well because I think people think like, oh, then you guys got to be together for 24 hours. And that's not at all what y'all are saying. You
Yeah.
come together to interrupt the routine. You make
Yeah.
it really special, but then you also honor each other's individual needs and what that looks like. Like he's disc golfing and
Yeah.
you're having a wildly extended quiet time.
Yeah. Yep.
I love
Sometimes
that.
I'll do like puzzles. It's all whatever it is going to, whatever's going to slow me down. And there
Mm-hmm.
are times that I'm like, I just need a nap. And so I will nap. Or sometimes I
Mm,
just like lay out on the couch, but I try to make sure that I have kind of like 2 hour blocks
yeah.
of time essentially. So I have my Shabbat almost scheduled still. So I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not really just,
You're not willy-nilly. Like there's
yeah.
this, yeah.
Again, it's being intentional about like, I want to make sure I'm resetting because otherwise I probably would just tend to like veg out on the couch, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And
Yeah.
that's not what's going to fill my cup. So I have to
Yeah.
set parameters. And then usually Saturday night we'll always come back together and end with community. So whether we used to, before we moved to Columbus, where we are, we had two sets of families that we would like rotate every Saturday night with. And
Mm-hmm.
we were just really intentional about being in community with them. And so it was like every other Saturday, we would get connected with them and, just hang out and be in community.
Yeah.
Because that also is very like life-giving to us. And so,
Be with others. I
yeah,
love that. Well,
and then that's it.
that's
So,
so. What would you? Okay, so I have two last questions for you.
yeah.
One, so what would you say is the what do you feel like is the greatest reward? What would you say, and what would your husband say? The
Mm.
greatest reward is after doing 5 years of Shabbat.
Okay. I would say that for me, it has, it really it has trained my body to not live the way that culture lives, that we are constantly in go
Mm,
mode, that we're getting burned out, that we are like just in that constant state of go, 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 go with no end in sight.
yes.
Um,
Yes.
So I would say for me, that's been the biggest takeaway is that like
Mm-hmm.
now I live my life with intentional, like just intentionality, with purpose,
Yeah.
with still doing things throughout the week that help fill my cup because those kind of going back to those themes, like
Yeah.
the themes still are life giving to us. And so even throughout the
Mm-hmm.
busy day, knowing that something in my day is going to give
Mm-hmm.
me life and help me reset
Mm-hmm.
even if it's small, to get me through until I have my full day of Shabbat, right? So,
I
yeah.
think you also something that you said in the middle that I resonate so deeply with is because we kind of we live a Shabbat light. We'll say it. So my husband, I feel like Kobe and I live Shabbat light, and then we knew it was our Sabbath, but I love you guys have a little bit more intention with yours, and I'm like, okay, I love this. I love the hard stop kickoff that you're doing. Like there's some pieces where I'm gonna bust out some china, things like
Yeah.
that, right? And really be slow about the meal that we're cooking that night.
Mm,
But I think the other thing is you have conditioned your body to love the hustle during the week, knowing that the reward of the good hustle is this deep rest and reset on the weekend.
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And
and maybe that's why we don't have a negative relationship with hustle because we know that the rest and reset is always going to come every single weekend.
yeah,
And I wonder if
I
that's
think,
part of that,
yeah, I think so. I
right?
absolutely do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so saying that to my last question, what permission would you want to give to the woman who doesn't feel she can slow down? Because I know there are people listening to this going, oh, well, they don't have kids. They don't get it. They don't understand. Okay, I'm telling you, my parents farmed acreages with cows, lots of cows, and 3 kids, and horses, and chickens, and dogs. And they still did it every weekend. They did this reset. So I want you to know that we didn't come up with this. We two married non-kid people did not come up with this.
Did not.
So people who actually have children are the ones that taught us how to do this. So first of all, just saying, for that woman who just feels like because her value might be wrapped up in the nonstop bad hustle, what permission would you want to give to her to let her know, like, you can slow down and you're still worthy. You're still good.
Girl, you can't afford not to slow down. I mean, truly. And I will say that the last 2 years, we did have
Mm.
kiddos in our home. We had twins that were under 2. You know, like we raised them from when they were a month old all the way until 2. So, yes, our Shabbat looked different every single week because we were in the thick of it with kids for a
You
little
had
bit.
them that long?
Yeah. We had them 2 years. Yeah.
You had them so you had twin babies for 2 years, and you
Babies.
still Shabbated that whole
We
time.
still Shabbated.
You were in the
It looked
thick of it.
so, yeah, it looked so different. It looked very different. But so I would say for people who are out there who
Yeah.
are saying, Becky, you don't know. No, girl, I get it. I do know. It just had to be more intentional of sometimes Tim would be here with the boys and I would leave to go reset and have some time for myself. We kind of
Hmm.
split the day
Hmm.
essentially when we could. And then for kids who are older too, get them in on it. Like teach
Hmm.
them,
Yeah.
instill the like practice in them
Hmm.
and pass that down to them because what a
Hmm.
gift.
Hmm.
Like what a gift that would be for them.
Yeah.
And helping them understand because I think that like when you're first starting this practice, it can be really hard because you're in go, go, go mode all the time. So it's like, what am I supposed
Yeah.
to do? Like, you know,
Yes.
but you know, when we were going through the course, they even talked about because they both had families. And so they talked about just teaching their kids
Mm.
like, you know, that and sometimes it looked like takeout, right? So we
Yep.
do takeout every once in a while. Like I love sushi. I'm not gonna cook sushi at home. Like, you know, go grab takeout. So you can
I'm
still do that.
terrified of it. I'm terrified of the idea. I'm like, I'm sure the fish isn't that fresh.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
anyways, so like I think that number one, you
Yeah.
just can't afford not to because you're
Mm.
not able to give your
Hmm.
best self to your family and to your husband when you are in constant go mode.
No, you're
And
not.
then
No, you're not.
just again, like bringing them into the practice with you of what that can look like because you can still find rest. You can still
Mm.
have a Shabbat, even if that means that you are, you know, with your kids still for the 24 hours. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like you can be doing things together, right? Does that make sense? Like,
I think it's going. You can't afford not to because I feel like the world deserves it. Your spouse deserves it, and your kids deserve it. The version of you that isn't living in the always behind. When you're living in the energy of rush,
yeah.
you're always living in the energy of behind. And when you're living in the energy of behind, you're living in the energy of when I get there then, which means you're always living in the energy of never quite there, not quite good enough. And
Mm,
if you're always living in that, you can't you can't love yourself, you can't love life. And like yes, the world and yes, your family, but like you deserve to love your life
agreed.
today,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
know? And I
Yeah.
think that rush energy, never slowing down, never stopping, working to feel valuable and needed, I think that's destroying our inner worth
Yeah.
and it's stealing our joy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Y'all, I've been on this. I don't know, this conversation over speeding the other day, it got me so I had to like realize like why I was so hopped up about the speeding thing, but it's this that I'm always like this though. I'm always like I refuse to live like that. I
Yeah.
refuse. And
Well,
I
and
think I do. I'm with you though. I think it was 2020 that taught me that there
yeah.
was a different way.
Yeah. Because we had to slow down.
We
There
had to
was
slow down.
there was no like choosing. It
Yeah.
was forced upon us.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so what we chose to do with it after that year,
Hmm.
did we return back into it like it was before? Did we
Yeah.
take and learn from it and try to find somewhere
Yeah.
maybe in the middle, of
Yeah.
I feel like that's where I landed,
Yeah.
was just in that
Same.
taking the big pieces that I learned to live differently.
To live differently. Yeah. And I feel like I went about 10% too hard this year. And I had a meeting with my executive assistant yesterday, and told her, even, I said, we're not doing this next year.
Mm.
My goal is that, I'm only going to work in my office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 to 3. And well, Wednesdays is technically going to be 10 to 3 because I'm going to go to Pilates at 9. My favorite class is at 9. And I will not be in the office on Fridays. And my goal is to get you out of the office on Fridays as fast as possible.
Mm.
Because I'm not, the goal is not to fill space and
Yeah.
work 40 hours so that we feel good about ourselves and so that we feel validated that we're getting paid what we're getting paid. That's
Right.
not the goal. The goal is to love our life.
Right.
And so that's the goal this year, is
Yeah.
to stand in the belief that we can work these hours and still hit the revenue goal that we want to hit with the business this year.
Ooh, I'm here for that.
Y'all, I am on a bent. I don't know what everybody else's goal and mission is this year, but that is mine. I'm on a mission to show that it can be done, and then I'm going to be a million times happier. And I already
Mhm.
am so happy. My life is already so good, but it's going to be even gooder, even
Yes.
gooder. So, oh my gosh. Okay. Well, thank you for coming back and talking to
Yeah.
us about this.
Having me. Yes.
Yeah. You'll screw an
Very
annual reset. We're doing weekly reset. But I do love
much.
quote Kobe and I also do the quarterly reset. It really is that we do it kind of a light monthly, but quarterly is very serious
Mm.
because you got to check where
Yeah,
you're at. You got to
that's
really,
true.
you got to check where you're at.
I
So
I feel
yeah,
like this year I'm going to go into it with more intentionality than I have ever
yeah,
before.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, I love a good quarterly reset.
yeah. Thank
So,
you so much. Thanks for y'all. I don't. Grass is not growing on my feet when I feel like you got to get these books right now. I, or they're already ordered. They're already on the way.
well, it's
You
funny,
told
the
me to put, I put
ruthless
them in my cart. I'm putting them in my cart. I might as well just click order. Let's go.
yeah, the ruthless elimination of hurry, he talks about speeding in like the first couple of chapters.
Stop
Yeah, it's so you kept
it.
referencing it. I'm like, you just wait till you read it, girl. Just
You
wait.
are joking me. You are kidding. This is like, and I get really bent about it. I get really, I mean, and maybe because I grew up with a mom that was always like speeding and running a little bit behind, like trying to beat the clock. And I'm like, I'm not going to live like this. I will
Yeah.
not. And then I think I was in the direct sales culture where everyone was trying to crazy hustle at the month end. And I had a friend, her name is Jordan, and she'd grown up in it just like I did. And she said, "Oh, I don't do that month end thing." I was brand new in leadership, and she said to me, "I don't do that month end thing." And I was like, "How do you not do the month end thing? Like everybody does the month end thing." And she goes, "I just work all month when you're supposed to." That was like, is Jordan Halou Iger? She would. I should. You know what? I should call her and be like, Jordan, you should come on and talk to me. Let's talk. She would make a great guest. You know what? I'm reminding myself to do that. She would. I should total claim Jordan Halou Iger said that to me. And that changed my life because I said, you know what? Amen. Like she was basically
Yeah.
like, screw that. I am not subscribing to that energy. I just actually work when you're supposed to all month long. And I thought, dude, me too. Like I'm working all month long. Like I have great discipline. I am a highly responsible person. I show up when I'm supposed to show up, and I
Mhm.
deserve to go to bed when I want to go to bed and not feel like the last 5 days of the month I got to rush and hustle like I didn't show up for myself all month long because I actually did.
Yeah.
And then I think when you do that, you
Mhm.
actually receive so much more
So
because you're
much.
not trying to validate your worth. You're not
Yeah.
trying to show that you are good enough and showed up and deserve to hit the numbers you want to hit that month.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing.
Welcome to 2026, y'all. The word of the year is fire, and I'm on it. Fire. About slowing down.
That's perfect. Love
Okay,
that.
cool. Well, thank you
Okay.
so much for
Thanks,
coming
Chelsea.
and jumping on. And all right, all things excellence fam, y'all can see where the year is gonna go. I know y'all, we're gonna get more crazy and spicy as the year goes on. It's gonna be good and great and awesome and wonderful. So thanks for coming along, learning about Shabbat with us today. Like, subscribe, share, leave a review. I think a review is important. I'm trying to learn this year. I'm also figuring out like what actually matters. Apparently metrics matter. So please like, review, and share with a friend. Give us a great review. That would be awesome. Yeah, we'll be back here in a couple days and continue with our little journey on how different women of excellence reset their year. So thank you everybody for listening, and we'll chat with you all next time. Thanks for listening to All Things Excellence. If something landed with you today, I'd love for you to follow the show, share it with a friend, or leave a quick review. It helps more women find these transformational conversations. And if you're ready for support with your next step, or needing someone to stand in the gap with you to figure out what that even is, I'd love to create that space for you. And my intro clarity call is a great place to start, because life is too quick and too full to have to figure it out alone. Until next time, All Things Excellence fam, thank you for listening.